Hello everyone, it's your favorite FGC VTuber. So, as you guys can see from the title of the video, I'm going to be critiquing the first hours of gameplay, or not first hour, for 45 minutes. I'll be able to probably edit it a bit down, of Silent Hill 2, the remake, or reimagining, whatever the hell it still is, I'm not entirely sure. I didn't, okay, so as this making of this recording, Silent Hill, I think, has been in the hands of some people early. I wanted to do this a bit earlier, but I got busy with work, and of course, feel free to check out my video of the Silent Hill 1, the first part. It's out now, and then same, like I said, there's one talking about why I'd rather play the HD collection over that one. I'll give my thoughts on comparing those two, but right now that's not the point. We're gonna compare them. As someone who, so this perspective, obviously someone's a hardcore gamer, a casual Silent Hill fan, of course, and right now I am playing through 2, so I want to give it some aspects now that I have a better idea of what's going on. And I've seen a little bit, and I had ideas, and I was like, oh, I need to make a video. There's so many things. Also, I am an indie dev and familiar with Unreal Engine, so I'm gonna critique on it as well by modern standards. But that being said, let's get out of the way. First things first. I want to talk about that I didn't notice. I also watch Maximilian and Digital Founders videos, which I highly recommend. They give their critiques of early thoughts on the gameplay, both in visuals and whatnot. But one thing, apparently in the original, his face was too clear. And the thing about Silent Hill, it's a very artistic kind of piece. So the biggest thing is that I don't know if the team that did this truly understood what it really meant to remake something. I feel like remaking something like Silent Hill is objectively harder than, say, something like even Resident Evil or just some random COD game. Because, like, just simply doing the graphics is all you need to do. But yeah, apparently that was too clear. I'm not gonna spoil. Like, literally, there's like thematic theming and stuff like that, and his eyes are supposed to be blacked out. And when there was in the comparison, I like the original more. One of the things is I like that you could tell it's this kind of doesn't really look like a mirror. It just looks like a. Or who knows? Maybe that could work to its effect, right? But the problem is when it comes to an artistic work, is you genuinely try to want to be as faithful as possible, and something about the mirror reflection with how muddied it was, and on top of that, like, I don't know, it had a really uncanny feeling to it, if I'm being quite honest, that I much prefer about the original. But this one, if I'm being honest, I think the rework, the fix, was not bad. I even like that. Okay, so they did the attention to detail, they put it out. But the fact that fans have to tell you to change it is already kind of a bad sign, I'm being honest, but also a good sign that they're listening. See, this other one, there was a very skewed angle in the original, and like you're behind the toilet. I like that a lot more. Another thing about Silent Hill, personally, from what little I played 4. Silent Hill 4 was my first Silent Hill I played. And man, did it give you such an uncomfortable feeling. Like, there's a certain feeling and vibe. That angle alone simply got rid of it. There's a whole thing about cinematography and whatnot, and people don't really notice that. Now, I'll say this much, in my opinion, I think Silent Hill 2, the remake, won't be a bad starting point for some people. I don't think it's like a complete butchering or complete ass, so I'm not coming at this as someone who's just trying to be cynical. I'm coming at this as someone who wants to try to understand why a lot of Silent Hill 2 fans are really fucking upset, right? I'm more upset of it from a consumer standpoint, but the fact that it's 70, and it really shouldn't be, because the game was, gameplay wise, I mean, a lot of Maximilian said it, a lot of Silent Hill fans, it sucks, but it kind of has its charm with its suck, which is the reason people were bitching. Like, now that I've actually played it, now this overview,
in our special,
the angle, I'm not gonna lie, this fog doesn't seem as thick. I think that's already another negative we can count down. You know, we can put countdown points, but yeah, one for the cat. I'll give him a pass. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is something I really don't like when they can't get that shit down. Look at that. That's annoying.
I got a letter.
That's distracting to me. From a graphical standpoint, that's what happens when you try to push it too much. Or who knows? You know, that's whatever. If it can get thicker, then I'll give it a pass. Maybe they're trying to make it foreboding or something.
Mary
But also by the fact that they're by like a lake or some bullshit, you'd think. Look, man, I live in the Midwest. I actually know how foggy this bitch can get. Like, that's the crazy thing about Silent Hill, is that that's not even inaccurate. I like how you can pan out. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there's another great one that someone said on Twitter, that getting rid of the cam angles and putting in third person just did something. They did a Silent Hill 3 remake. I'll give them props. I think that's fine. I think how they did that wasn't too bad. At first, I didn't think they'd give him a map, because later on, you actually get more detailed map once you get done. I like that detail. I don't know if that was in the original or not, or either that or I personally missed it. So that's fine. Oh god, they have it at 30. That's nasty. But no, let's see. We go skip ahead. The sign was a lot more readable in the old one. I think even from an artistic standpoint, I like the OG, but too many things make me like the newer one more for the sign, because yeah, you know, the thing about Silent Hill is it's kind of abandoned in a sense. So giving the sign this kind of feeling, that's actually a bonus point. I actually will give that to the remake. I 100% give it to them. You guys can take that one. Also, what's up with this? This looks so off. Like, why is this more better looking than that? It's really weird. I think that's Now, here's something that really kind of like was a pet peeve of mine. Okay, so first when you're entering here, it's all fine. But then when you go down here, it's like, wait. What is this? I'm gonna be honest. I hate when games do this over-exaggerated mud effect, and for several reasons. First one's first, it stands out way too hard. It immediately draws your attention. That's the first thing. I don't know what entirely is. For those of you who don't know, who knows, it could be. Is this supposed to be something you put? Just it's literally like the ground, and there's different ones, right? It could be that they set it one here, and then okay, the rest of the ground is here, and it's not the same, right? So it doesn't have the same attributes. Two, it can be a bit more demanding, and it's almost an over exaggeration. Here's my thing, right? The way that this pattern is, they're doing this just to show off the tech, right? That Unreal has. To me, it's pointless. It doesn't add anything because it doesn't make sense. Okay, the puddles, that's fair, but the way that this is, you could tell that this is like some kind of generated ass shit. Cause like it doesn't really make sense with like, okay, you can see even like, oh yeah, steps here. Then I mean, I've been around in the wild, so yeah, these things can happen for sure. But this makes more sense when there's like an actual road. This isn't a road. This is where people walk. Like, and on top of that, it's been a long while. Like, why does it look like it's been freshly, like a motorcycle freshly passed by? Isn't Silent Hill kind of in an abandoned state? Too many things just stick out to me, and I really don't like it. And also the original look, I think in an artistic, yeah, see, like that kind of sort of is there. See, how do you go from that and then you go to the, like, no, it just doesn't, it's not cohesive. It's actually, I would have preferred if they did it how this was. And then, okay, I think that was fine. I don't know, maybe I'm just nitpicking. I could be just nitpicking, right? But I hate when developers, it's so over-exaggerated and it doesn't add anything. And I just think it looks terrible. That's the other, I think it just looks awful. It doesn't even feel realistic. Like, it's like, it reached like his, see, because look, now this in contrast just looks awful. Because there's no way in hell you're going to be able to support that throughout the whole thing. Just no. Like, I think it makes sense. Like say when like if you're playing a World War II game and you're trying to attack Russia and then there's the mud season, then that is justified. If anything truly enhances it. So stop giving me fucking mud, pre-winter mud Russia. You know, it's like, dude, okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's bad here, but not that bad. You need to be in very specific areas for it to be like that. Don't get me wrong. And again, it only happens if, again, well, horses, wheels. People don't really do that. I mean, again, unless it's heavily trafficked, but again, see, and that's why, because I know how that shit works. And so far, the thought, another thing I want to talk about, in the original, like, okay, he's going straight, whatever, and I think this is missed, that we didn't notice. There was like, you immediately entered, there was weird things, and you couldn't look at them, and then the fog was thick as shit. It genuinely made you feel like something was gonna jump out at you. That feeling is not here. I mean, I think it's not bad entirely on its own, but because the fact we're comparing it, it's already, that's a minus, right? Atmosphere. See, and then there it goes there, as if people are trying to fucking, good God. I have a theory as to, I'm going to talk about it a bit when I'm going to talk about acid stuff, right? I have a theory on that. Okay, this one, I like the red glow, so that's a bonus, right? Yeah. I mean, it makes sense for there to be, but at the same time, like I mentioned before, it's abandoned. I think it made more sense for it to be emptied, and then also from an atmospheric kind of sense, it was nice that, I think what they could have done, this is what I would have done. Just have it, and then you could look down, say you want to save, there's a red glow, and then you just, the camera pans down. Like, there's not enough artistry here. Look at how much I'm bringing up art, and mind you, I'm not an artist. The fact that I can say shit like this is just like any other game. I think this is what's really bad. Okay, see, now the fog got good. I think that's the bad about the modern camera angle. Also, I think I would have made the camera maybe a bit more upright. I don't think we needed to see. Oh, look, okay, look at this walking animation. I'm not a fan of this walking animation. Why does it look like a repeat loop on 30? I'm going to bring up later and people say, oh, but the animation is true. The animations are obviously better and the motion capture. Like, I was going to look at the cutscenes, they look too stiff. To some degree, it definitely adds to that weird uncanny valley of Silent Hill. But I feel there are moments when they are having conversations that they look too static and it kind of can take you out of it. But this is like, what the hell? Like, I think it would have made sense in PS2, right? But, like, yeah, like, no. Like, I don't know why they couldn't extend the walk animation or actually have it where it would look more natural. I think that's really weird. That's such a... It almost gives me signs and thoughts that, like, man. Also, I do like that they did this because people did miss the map. I did, I guess. That, okay, they're just going to make it a cut to when you press. I think that's fine. That's a fine change, if I'm being honest. That's quality of life, if anything. But... fucking... I don't even know what I was getting at, if I'm being quite honest. Yeah, I like that you got a basic one, then you got a more detailed once you got in. Again, I don't know if that's in the original or not, but if it's not, it's a bonus. Okay, like the thick fog, that's good there. But regardless, I made my point what I said earlier, I just forgot about it. This would actually, I'm not gonna lie, I'll give him bonus prop. Like, okay, cool, making it a cutscene is like whatever, but I think there's something better when you do it yourself. I mean, they did kind of do the cutscene, right? But it felt better because it feels like in-game than the fade to white. I mean, it's not bad. I think on its own, it's fine. I think it's not the biggest deal in the world, but I think, again, I think preference-wise, I prefer the original. That looks god-awful. That looks like trash. Why does it look like there's a silhouette at this? Like, that doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'm a fan of being able to move stuff around like that. I know people hated that for the PS4, but I am with it. It genuinely is. I'm gonna give him. That was actually good. That was actually genuinely good. But here's where they slack. I will say, I don't think it was a good idea to show the monster like that early. I think that's the mistake. I think they just had it, and then what the hell? Would have been perfect. There's actually a good video talking about you never show the monster too early. They absolutely broke that rule. There are actual objective rules to horror. They broke one of the most important ones, dude. That is crazy. I mean, granted, yeah, okay, run away, but like it was too clear, and especially with a game that's foggy as fuck. Also, the way they changed the area, like that's usually supposed to be somewhere. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong, but that one's not a big. But the first one, that was actually super fucking important. And technically, you can see a bit further. Also, yeah, no, the fog's really weak for something that's like this thick. No, trust me, I've been in it, dude. You literally can't see past 6 feet fucking in front of you, even with a fucking light. And that's gonna be a huge thing that I'm gonna. No, it's not even a nitpick. You have to give him shit. That's the most iconic feature of Silent Hill. And I think that, again, I hate when developers do this kind of shit. Oh, we want to show off this. It's not about showing off your fucking assets and shit. It's an artistic thing, and that's why they were able to get away. Wait, like, you didn't have to make this shit this nice. You really didn't. If anything, you should have taken advantage that things can't look as nice so you could have better performance. Like this is where developers are just getting brain dead and are too focused on fucking graphics. Like, you literally could have made that window garbage as shit. We would have noticed, because who the fuck? And that's, again, another thing about the camera angles that would have benefited it. And I think they're going to slack on this. I'm already calling it. Going to show a monster or something. Oh, they skipped. That's why. That area. Okay, so we didn't get the full one. Okay. That would explain that. I think this is on the way back. Then in which case, never mind. They probably skipped the first early cutscene. Then never mind on that one, if that is the case. I was like, I could have sworn this is when you had your first encounter, got your weapon, but the fact he has his weapon, I'm like, oh, we didn't see him pick it up, so clearly it's a skip. So I guess X-Nay on the last part, they probably did keep it faithful 1-1. But here's where I'm gonna give shit. Like, that was fine. Excellent. The sound design for the enemy is garbage. And that's on top of that. Like, literally, when I first heard that and seen that, I got spooked, genuinely. And, like, the noise they make is genuinely unsettling. Actually, like even if you're not that scared, like, it bothers you to be around them. And that's something that I love about Silent Hill. This 100% does not have that. Like, just, like, even the way it comes out. Like, because of the fact you can see and like that, it's not good. And usually he damages you. I don't know why. Here's what's the crazy thing. The combat is so much better here. Like, in the last one, it was so janky, whatever. It was easy to get hit because of how janky it was. And here, like, you'd think, like, they got rid of, oh, that's cheap. Don't get me wrong. It was cheap as fuck when they would nibble at you. But you'd think with the better camera angle and the better controls, they'd keep it. But no, you're giving too much strength to the player. You're supposed to feel helpless. I think this... It's so generic. Like, okay, like the first half when he stops, sounds like trash. Generic actually. Doesn't feel like that impact is just too weak. That's okay. It's mediocre, passable. It's fine. The squishy, and then him actually doing it, it's okay. It's fine. I say it's passable, but just I don't know. To me, it's like they wanted to find a fine line between jank and good. It's like, you know what? You could have gone all out with the good on the combat. All that matters is that it's believable this is a dude that doesn't know how to fight. And that, again, another thing that I didn't feel from it. And it's like, oh, they were talking about the combat. And people were saying, no, it's not supposed to feel good. When he meant feel, like the combat wasn't satisfying, like, it's not supposed to be. It's like every time you hit them, it feels uncomfortable. It just doesn't feel right. I don't get that from this. I really don't. You know? Also, I didn't know you could get in there. I didn't pay attention. Bear. Yeah, so I do like the texture work though. I'll give you guys props. You guys did an amazing job with the buildings and shit, surprisingly. Like these guys were a super pain in the ass, and the fact that you just could just go quick. I mean, again, the combat was never the main focus of the game, right? So I would say complaining about it's a bit nitpicky, but I was like, no, that makes sense. Like Maximilian said it too. The jank was part of the charm. Like actually, like they purposely didn't focus on the combat. I don't know. And this is why I think for sure I didn't initially understand the dodge thing, but after playing, I'm like, oh my god, I get it now. Yeah, like, I don't know why. You don't even have to play, but you just know it's shit. Also, I do like that they added that they can kind of like head bump you earlier, because again, I think it was this gameplay I saw earlier. And it just looks off. It just doesn't look right. Like, I don't think, like, now I get it. Like, it's like, okay, maybe it's a nitpick. I don't mind it. But now playing Silent Hill 2, I'm like, dude, no, I fucking get it. Like, the thing about games like this, it's all about positioning. See, like, it just doesn't look like it's a part of it, right? It would have been like if he blinkly moves left or right. Like, that. No, you know what? Like, actually, like, holy shit. Like, you really have to get it to get it. Like, at first, when I first seen it, I'm like, there's no big deal. Maybe say, no, there is, like, no real dodge. I forgot what Silent Hill I played. Like, there was one, but it was, like, a janky backstep in Silent Hill 1. And so, like, but, like, a legit weave? I didn't know this dude was a boxer. You know, it's like, no, he shouldn't be able to do some shit that he can't. That's why even in Silent Hill games, specifically, I think he's just gonna go. When you aim, you're supposed to be in a good position where I think your character doesn't get stressed, and he takes a while to shoot because he's not a seasoned. Like, that's part of like what, like, especially Japanese, they have a very role-playing approach. I feel like a lot of Westerners specifically don't understand that. They like to play games like COD where you mix and match and you play how you want. You know, yeah, you're role-playing, but at the end of the day, you're not limited by restrictions, right? Whereas I felt like if Japan made COD, they would make it where, like, oh, depending what character type you have, oh, some might be able to move faster, right? There's no mono perk that would change that. And there's certain things that can get stuck. And I think there's a time and place for that. But you get what I'm saying? Like, having a character have specific attributes that you can do nothing about is what makes a role-playing game a role-playing game, right? And Japan takes a very role-play game approach to their games. Even look at Monster Hunter. You are stuck with the stats that you are given with the armor set and everything. You can mix and match, right? But once you have that weapon, you can't go as fast as this weapon. You can't maybe not hit as this weapon, right? You have very clear, fixed limitations with that, especially with the weapons, right? But that's the thing I'm trying to get at. And that's the way they do character design. I mean, yeah, this is technically a Japanese-made game. But again, like I said, modern developers overall, especially being in Japan, a lot of Western stupid ideologies have been carried on. We can see it even in Japanese game development. And especially with some of the higher-ups at corporate, they seem to be a fan of some of the stupid shit. And I am not with it. Like, you need to, you know, as they say, Japan needs to stay Japan kind of shit. Ooh, super glue. But I don't know. Oh my god, this is a sin. Just okay. It's so weird how underestimated text is. There's a good video about the Demon Souls remake, and man, I mean, this is me. I don't remember if the original had it, but like in the remake, they actually could have changed it. You couldn't just have like really just plain text. Okay, let's blur it out, whatever. Maybe you can make it a feature at the bottom, like, okay, it's okay, white plain text, but you could have made it when it reads it out, either zoom in and actually, like, have it, and then click. This is, like, that just is bland, it's weak, and even then, you couldn't use the font that was in the letter? Like, give it some, like, there's just no personality in that, if I'm being honest. Like, it's weird. Like, you don't notice it, it's not a big nitpick, but I felt it when I was playing in the Demon Souls, in the play. Oh my god, I've had another game, so I didn't notice as much, but in that one, I was like, yeah, it's weird. It's weird how just simply even just text. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm gonna keep it real. I think that's fine. There was another part that I personally didn't like too much. This one, why did they change it? They changed the way that the original was, when, especially even in the camera when you first come in here, it looks mad empty, dude. Like, I don't even know that was even there. And the way they light, there's too much light. I think there's too much light. I'm gonna be honest. Like, you could barely like read it. Like, it was dark. Also, I feel like this game's not dark enough. That's the weird thing. Where Silent Hill 2 was too dark. I think they overcompensated. I don't know why. I just don't get the feeling from this one, if I'm being quite honest. Like I said, there's a lot of nuance you do lose because of the fixed camera angles, and I think at that point, that is what it is. Like I said, I wish I could find the video to show you the example. If not, see if you guys can find it yourselves on either YouTube, maybe? Like, so that one, you are missing a bit of an experience, so trying to recreate the entire perspective and whatnot. And not that you can't, but the thing is, the game was intended with that, right? It's like when people try to mod Skyrim with 60 FPS, but then it breaks the physics because again, the original game was straight up not intended with that, and I think it's the same way when it comes with art. I mean, I could be wrong with the other area, but okay, that looks really good. I like that song. It sounds okay. Bound. Oh, it's that place. I like the original better. I don't know why they didn't stick with that. I mean, I could be wrong, maybe a different area where they could have just made the gate like a loading screen. See, like, there's a reason. Why don't they take advantage of the old stuff that the old games had? It saves you so much on performance. Because when I seen this thing can barely hold 60, I was thinking some Digital Foundry shit. Like, what the hell? Like, why are they making, like, you know what I'm saying? Why are developers making their job so much harder? Like, no one was, like, literally a lot of, okay, see, okay, that's fine. Like, you did it there, like, oh, that's 2 loading screens. What, you don't want to have 2 loading screens back to back? It doesn't even take you out of the experience. When I was playing, I was like, man, this really doesn't take you out of it for some reason. And especially with the loading of this, you see, that's, like, non-negligible. Like, developers, like, you know, if the floor was optimization and just having loading screens, the developers would play that shit like the floor is lava, dude. Holy shit. And then they wonder why the shit runs like ass. You know? Also, I'm only going as far as where I made it. I won't go any further. That one is pretty good. I'll give him that. I'll give him, see, oh, shit. And then the noise. I think that was actually oddly well put. Also, that hit looked like it didn't even hit, bro. It looked like the hit registration, like the hitbox was up. See, like, look, the blood, the thing, it's near. I don't know what it is, but something is off about the combat. I can't put my finger on it. The only thing is, someone's a dev, sometimes you don't know until you really break it down frame by frame kind of thing. Or you look at it from a full 3D scope, which you can't do. Also, I like the whole kick. I mean, I'm not getting into that. Let's see, I want to get to a further part. They actually butchered a part where you see something that's creepy. Feel free if you can see the comparison. Digital Foundry did it too with you when you first see, or no, not the first, the second time you see Pyramid Head. Man, they lost the entire feeling, dude. Like, they like, ooh, that wasn't bad, actually. Did they reimagine the garbage? Oh my god, they had a Last of Us ass puzzle for no reason. Ass wipes. Alright, I'm gonna speed through this a little bit because I don't want to make this video longer than it is. I think the beginning, yeah, that, like this part.
Hey, wait.
Also, the original one was better because they actually had a child to play the child, whereas in this one, I'm not gonna lie, immediately I could tell that was an adult trying to pretend to be a kid. I don't know why, I just can. Also, again, why couldn't you still make the door a loading screen? I don't get it. Seriously, dude. Why are developers so allergic? Why'd you leave the door open? Oh yeah, the gun in the car. Dude, that room was dark as shit. I hope they made it. I mean, I could be wrong, and it's just the way that they're playing. When I first went through, it was dark as shit, and I couldn't even pick up the gun. I really like that feature. Again, role-playing. Like, even though I saw it, he couldn't see it, so he couldn't pick it up. But then I went back in that room, when I got the light, I'm like, oh. See, it's like things like that that are so nice and cool about some old-style games, man. And I don't know if they kept that in this one. I don't. I wonder. If they did, good job on that. But let's see. This one, I'm not gonna lie, compared to the original. I actually like the new one more. I even like that it obscures the face. This one is actually a plus. Another rare dub for the. Wow, you guys, all you guys got was one cutscene and one sign. That's it. A lot of other stuff is nitpicky stuff. Yeah, no, I won't get into it. Check out Digital Foundry and their critique on this area specifically. And my personal experience, why I don't like this version, is that, again, super thick fog, and you're walking, you're like, where are the enemies? I thought, dude, it was to the point where I thought the grass was haunted or some bullshit. And then you see, oh, then you just randomly go into the pool. I think this redesign is 100% a nerf. Hands down. That's where I'm at. I think the design is a mega nerf. And the fact that you can't see them in aim ruins what any reasoning or anything you have to do. You have to see, I think, because of, like, because of the third person angle and the free cam, it ruins this so much. Like, you can just safely pot shot. Whereas before, I even made the decision, fuck it, I'm just going to risk it. I'm going to run instead of wasting ammo because there's too many. There's no way in hell melee and getting hit by the other two. Hopefully, I think they're keeping that attack at least where... I like it when games... Even Neo's kind of like this, right? When that's a hard-ass game. That, yeah, trying to engage more than one enemy is like... That's adding some shit, dude. Like, that's almost like a death sentence for lower-level players. Or no, my bad. It is a death sentence for lower-level players, right? And in Silent Hill, whether you're good or not, that's generally just not a great idea. You know, you want to engage one at a time. But I think with a game like this, because of the dodge, you technically can. Well, maybe you can actually dodge into opponents. So, like I said, I think for sure they understood that. So, And this is what I mean. I feel like the developers, especially a lot of ones, they like understand things at a superficial level. And what I want to say is this happened already with Homecoming, and they had an enemy. Again, I'm not going to spoil. Yeah, they had an enemy that was from Silent Hill 2, and then had it in 4, and I thought it was cool. Right? I understood, like, because I didn't get Silent Hill, but then when I finally understood that no, a lot of these enemies are supposed to be pigmentations of their imagination or represent like something within them, so it doesn't make sense for a character from Silent Hill 2 to make an appearance in Silent Hill Homecoming. That they're not related, right? Like me and your personal traumas are not the same. Like if I went to Silent Hill, I don't know, I probably have about some Obama or some shit. You know, I'm getting chased by Obama monsters. Let's say that's example. Maybe say if you don't even know who Obama is, why the fuck do you have Obama monsters? You know, shit like that. That's a really weird example, but oh my god, that looked like shit. Like that pan looked like garbage. I don't know why. It was just that abrupt. Oh yeah. This is it. I'm done with them. Okay, it looks like the aim is still kind of ass, so I don't know. Maybe I could be giving them two shits like that. Ooh, I like that look. I like that. Yeah, no. Combat wise, ooh, I like that it's okay. You know, I like the dark though. To be honest, it kind of gets rid of that OG feeling of the fog and the light piercing through. There's also a cutscene I seen earlier of the fat chick. I'm surprised they're not showing the cutscene. I want to talk about more about that one. You guys want to talk about the famous scene, and actually, I want to compare them and see. But no, there's a scene where the fat chick is leaning over, and in the OG actually did it better. There was like they like faked ray. I mean, not ray. We call it ray tracing now, but like there was more of a theme. This is what I mean why I hate ray tracing and stuff. You can get rid of the thematic value and everything. Like you see literally the light shine from the window, and it goes into the knife. And in the new one, it's like wow, it just looks flat as shit. I seen it earlier. Oh yeah, we're not gonna. I'm gonna be honest. I think the original fight was better. I think being in an enclosed space was 10 times better. See, look at how the original had this. See, and look at the fog and everything. Oh, dude, so much better. It's weird. Like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, the grass is better. Who cares this shit? See, yeah, like that just looks better. That looks so much better, dude. Genuinely, I don't know what it is, man, but there's something about. Also, tell me how the original blood splat looks. I kind of look like. Yeah, it looks fine. Anyways, what I was trying to get at is in the cutscene. I will say. Is that the main thing is okay, the way when they were talking to each other definitely was better in the remake. Absolutely for sure. I can't disagree with that. Also, another thing that I feel that sucks is something about the blurred look in the CRT really benefited the PS2. Like, and by the way, this is a great video, you should check it out. Sometimes lower resolution is better. That's why I think this game, if it plays at 30, it's probably the only game I can give an excuse for 30. Because Silent Hill was never that super gameplay heavy, but even then the first Silent Hill had 60, and it was fine. The problem with that game is it was already janky as fuck, even for how it was at 60, and it would randomly drop on the PS1. Fun fact. So they're like, you know what, fuck it, an inconsistent, and people complain about jank HUD is, let's just have it at 30 and be more consistent. Which I think was a really good choice. Like, you know, I just kind of see, and then look how there's no fog over him too. I'm glad that I'm looking it back too. It's just, yeah, this is a certain look, and even when you look at stuff, right? Like, look at that, man. There's genuinely more of a horror vibe. Also, why is there more light on him too? Like, see, now when you compare them side by side, you're like, ooh, you know what? Again, I think they did a decent job with the sign. The Silent Hill sign, I think they did an amazing job. The OG is better though. OG's better. I think OG's better in this sense as well. The only thing the remake gets is the fact that there's a, you know, it actually looks like it would stop someone. So logical wise, it makes sense. Oh wow, they ruined this cutscene. Except I do like the lighting on the windows for sure. This is kind of really weird. I mean, it's a contest, right? But I can't find the cutscene. Give me a minute. Coming here too. But man, I don't know what it is, man, but that noise, oh, dude, no, even you heard the squirming, dude. Oh my god, I don't know how you guys couldn't have a squirming. Here it is. Here's mine. I'm not gonna talk about the whole fat bitch, right? Look, like I said, it really is that thick. You can barely, and it actually adds to the atmosphere. You can barely make them out, you know. And this is the feeling I got in the OG.
Excuse me.
I even said it, and I was like, oh yeah, no shit, dude. He said, excuse me, but you should have done it way earlier, right?
I'm sorry.
It almost gives you
it's
like,
okay.
It's
I
first
didn't
of all, it
mean to
hides
scare
any
you.
features. Where they're moving in the cutscene is great, right? But when they're actually in game, looks like shit. Why is that so clear? Why is that so clear?
Excuse me.
Did they flash? Did they have that? Like, dude, that's too clear. I don't like it. This is what I mean. Like, it's like they added lighting for no
okay.
reason.
I didn't
Oh,
mean
we
to
want
scare
them
you.
to see the characters.
I'm kind of lost.
Whereas in here, look at that. It's almost like they're
I'm
ghosts.
looking for Silent Hill.
Like, okay, this one, even the voice acting, like, yeah, remake's
this the
better.
right
I'm not even
way?
arguing that.
I'm kinda
Remake's
lost.
actually better in that sense.
Silent Lost.
But yeah, no, like, come on, bro.
It's okay. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm kind of
I like the echo. I'll give him props. The echo is good. But okay, so in this area,
Silent
okay, whatever. It gets, like,
Is this the right way?
Look,
I'm kind of.
Better stay away.
yeah, better. Stay.
This town,
I will say that they did better. Like, yeah, those tombstones. Okay, limitations, right?
there's
They took me
Is
out
it-
of it a bit. So
This town, there's something
I don't like that they switched. Like,
Mm,
I don't know if that
wrong
is a
with
part of
it?
it or not.
Be.
No, I don't think it is.
I believe
Oh,
it's
it's
dangerous.
right?
Careful.
I'm not lying.
That delivery was trash. Also, that was too echoey. Like, I think a little bit like, okay, far off and stuff, but like, okay, you're making it sound like you're in a goddamn cave. You're not in a cave, dog. Yeah, so there you go. Those are my comparisons for the Silent Hill 2 remake and original. And I like I said, there was that one scene, and they butchered it. It like the fact that you're at an angle, you couldn't really look in. It was blurred. The red was stronger, and then the opponent was way further. So it really gave him like, what the fuck is that? Like, I literally said, I was like, well, what the fuck is, like, you barely make it out. Whereas the new one, like, oh, I could just stare at it, like no. And then you're thinking, okay, why isn't he doing it? At least in the remake, you're like, wait, maybe he can. Does he see me or no? Right? And that's the feeling you want. Like, you want to second guess yourself, but with this, it just no. Good God, I actually see why people bitch a lot. But with that being said, I think the remake is going to be a fine experience, if I'm being honest. If it's your first and most accessible way, I think it's fine. Because here's the thing, the XD collection is available. It's not the greatest way to experience it, but the fact that even I can get a better feel and representation from an HD collection than from a remake, man, shit, that says something, bro. That's fucking says something. And it's crazy because the fog is kind of fucked in the HD collection. Like, but whatever, that's a whole nother story. If you're free, guys, if you guys like this, for like, subscribe or whatever, and go check out my video right now of Silent Hill Uno and Silent Hill. It's coming up soon. I think I want to try to release it when the remake comes out officially. I think it's the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, no, that's it. I mean, some of you guys might be coming from that video, right? People are already talking about it, but I wanted to do an analysis. I'm a bit behind. See, Silent Hill. You got the little chibi saying no, and then the wife was saying yes. See, right there. Man, I'm surprised that one's only got 2. Yeah, this one's popping. I gotta link this. It's still early. Still early, right? Like, not even. I made a mistake when I did with the uploading for these 2, so the algorithm didn't pick it up. But hey, maybe it'll pick up this one. So help out with those. Like I said, this one is just me talking about that I'm gonna play the collection. You guys can ignore it if you want. And then this is me actually playing it. I'm gonna make it all in parts. So if you guys want my thoughts as I'm playing the original Silent Hill for free, I'm in the Silent Hill 2 playthrough right now. I think I'm halfway done. So yeah, let's wrap this up.